truth, peace and love and music, you know, and liberty. Now yesterday, there's a war going on. Death is trying to take life, and life is stronger than death. But people believe that death is stronger than life, but we know that life is stronger than death. So life is the road, you know. There's a wrong way and a right way, and if you listen good, you will know the right way. True. You know, because there is a voice inside talking to everyone. Seeing? True. Seeing. Because in that team there's a struggle there. That is a real struggle. And plenty of people try skip the struggle, you know, and try to make life much easier. Some place, sometime, somehow, somewhere, easier, you know. But easier don't really last for time, because the struggle is for make our people know now, say Christ upon earth, and him name Rastafari, and all of our people now must know the truth and deal with it. Because if we don't deal with it, you know, it's judgment time, and there is some who God really pick, that some must survive. So we are called for the survivors, them now. You know, because it's not a joke. Those who survive know so them have to survive, because it is an inborn thing in them. Them know that. So we want to get her now, because we can't wait much longer. It's something higher than man's own personal little vexation and pride self. This is something where no man can stop, because all nation are going to gather, and all nation are going to say yes, I'm right. And some plenty will die, you know. But there is the people who did it, who want it and know says to them one, which is the truth, the right to live, you know. Which when you check the right to live is to have the right vibe. The right vibe come from Rasta. That means this is where all people must really deal with, because them themselves I try find the way. Every day them get up and look on the TV, them read the newspaper. Them want to say the truth. But them can't say the truth, because the truth will not be found there. That is why the man said this revolution will be telepathic. Understand? This game is a game where if you don't mind sharp, you lose your consciousness. So the only way you can lose your consciousness is because if you figure say you're getting, some people say rare, your head might get swell. Right. And if your head swell, that's it. I know I am benefit to the people, you know. That's the only consciousness I have on myself, that I can be beneficial to our people, you know. And I don't know anything else. I don't know that. I think, you know, maybe it's just what Bob Marley stands for.
What is that?
The truth. And the determination to stay alive and survive. Them things come through sabotage and through pressure. If everything was nice, maybe we wouldn't have to build a studio. But, you know, it's just a tricky place. It's not everyone really have that humanitarian feeling. Some people just deal with, them don't even know what I'm dealing with. Now, our history show that through slave business, black people come out of the Western thing. It's just that we are people with our own history and culture. We can educate ourselves. I mean, we are the first creators. So we have to really, everything when you see on this earth here, is a black man make it. And I'm saying that the white man don't make some, but all wisdom come from the black man. The climate nice outside. Yeah. If you want to look on a few lions and things, you can walk and go. And if you want to see some things that man never make, but it look like somebody make it.
You know, because my tongue is a pen of the ready writer, you know. Don't watch a black and white thing, you know, that thing on the paper there. It's coming from a spiritual conception, the heart, you know. So God will be forever and ever.
Christ was crucified between two criminals, right? Mm-hmm. One on the left and one on his right. Mm-hmm. Now, if you check it, the roots man is being crucified. One on his left and one on his right. Him don't know if he must go left, him don't know if he must go right. And there's nowhere right in front.
Like to go straight,
you know?
ahead.
So That's what happening to Ethiopia now and plenty third world country. Tug of war between left and right.
There's a problem for food.
Right.
But when it comes to war now, everybody wants to help.
Ready to sell their arms immediately.
Right now you have half the world starving, you know.
This is how world affairs run. You don't help starving people, but family can sell guns and ammunition, spare parts.
You see them people around this area who go to this school and study this university business. Most of them come out of them more confused, than anything else, But I've been studying this and I'm this and I'm that. And no school upon this earth teach about life. None. Them come out more confused, them head cross turn and them hide them blind to the whole thing. And they will never know God. Because this thing is a prison, this place, It's a prison within a prison.
True reality, like as a black man always viewing black in a cultural way, searching for the true way. Their voices were being heard. Like it kind of changed now. So at that time, like you had to be militant to survive. You never hear much talk about human rights. It was a struggle. Well, the struggle is still on. There's no real change being made. So coming here, right, I find Rasta fully when I really leave here and return home. After checking out Babylon and really seeing what the university and the world have to offer. When I return home and I come here and check, well then, God is the best answer than materialism, so I choose God's way.
Because they're here working for their money and their big house and their car and their insurance and their death benefit. I'm telling you, I'm going to live here and be fat and work and retire and die. So we're looking for people who know it with the mark of the Almighty upon them heart.
Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of revolutionary-minded black Americans, but they are powerless without the mass of black Americans being conscious, The only way they can do anything, mentally, spiritually, or physically, is if they have the people behind them.
As black people, our gift is wisdom and knowledge, and that's been hidden from black people for a long time. So we now have to be aware of that fact and start to use it because it's our natural talent. So that's part of the whole thing. Is to know what your talent is and search for your roots, Because the deeper you go, the further out you can branch.
Yeah, unity is the highest power. Definitely. We strive towards unity.
Yeah, and we don't necessarily want war, you know what I mean? But if the only way you can get your freedom is to fight for it, then you have to fight. If you corner a rat, he's going to stay there scared for a while, but after a while he's going to jump you, And look how small he is. So, people.
We're not talking about war, We're not talking about just gun and bayonet and bombs and missile and all things, We're talking about earthquake, lightning and thunder. Got all them business, them click and them things that cannot work in the war, The war, even the spiritual war, So when you talk about war, don't think so we carry a gun and knife on us. We're dealing with a higher divinity. Rastaman vibration, which is lightning, earthquake, because the earth, they come back for what it wants, itself,
Because man is trying to be as powerful as God.
Because what he is what he is. From beginning to the end, you can never change, because if you even adapt things, later out, you and filter right out. So we're just Rasta from creation, What means a common sense, man. That means when me explain things, me explain it in a very simple way. That means if I explain it to a baby, the baby will understand too,
How important are the dreadlocks?
This
Is that
is
part
my
of being a
identity,
Rasta?
man. I don't come to bow, I come to conquer. My home is always where I am. My home is in my head. My home is what I think about. How I try to set my mind in the thinking that I think. That is my home. My home is not a material home out somewhere out there. The way they've been taught about the Bible, that is not the way of the Bible. You know what I mean? Because if I was living in that world where the everyday interpretation of the Bible go on, then I would have ate the Bible too. But now that we have found the right way of the Bible, then the Bible is to be loved. because the Bible is a record of man creation. It's the only book can show you where mankind began without any prejudice or anything like that, any boastfulness, pride or anything. It just have how it go, and that's it. Well, all the Christian people, not even the Christian, all the people who go to churches interpret the Bible and the preachers them. That is not the right way. Because the greatest thing is that life. See? It's life. Life I deal with. If the preacher read the Bible and tell you that you have to die to go to heaven, then he's not reading the Bible. Because the Bible tells you you have to live in a heaven. You don't die and go to heaven. You have to live in heaven. The people know God. Then maybe you can live in peace, unity, harmony, you know. But, you know, people are stubborn on this earth because of material vanity. You know, living, we know that when you're sick, you go to the doctor. So nobody wants to die. So if you don't want to die, then there's something happening there. So the best man to find out from if you can live is God. Now, to find out from God, you have to find God. Now, when we search in reality, we find Haile Selassie, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Conqueror, Lion of Judah. That is our tradition. Well, you know, as Rasta, we're dealing with not politics, but our own tradition from creation, from the root of mankind. So we as Rasta now, we return to our roots, which is God. And as you know, politics divide and rule. Politics don't show people God. Politics tell you that somebody can do something for you. What we know is God will do everything. So the best man to deal with is God. When you deal with God, you don't deal with politics because politics divide.
And you know what I mean, the whole world confused you and you're worried and you don't have no time to think. And herb is a thing that give you a little time for yourself so you can live, if you use it. The more you accept herbs, the more you accept Rastafari. You dig what I say? We who accept herb herb is important, but herb is more important to the people who don't accept it yet because that is the reality. I mean, it's not so well it's something that you crave, but you check it in your sense and say, herb is a plant. I mean, herbs are good for everything. Why these people who want to do so much good for everyone, who call themselves governments and this and that, why them say you must not use the herb? I don't care who the guy is, because my right is my right, like my life, you know? All I have is my life. That means if I can say, I don't want that or I don't want this. When I check it out, the biggest man was a baby one time. So I don't know where him get all of these big ideas, want to be rulers over people, see? And help enforce devilism. We're revolutionaries. Yeah, I see myself as a revolutionary who don't have no help and not take no bribe from no one to fight it single-handed with music. You must believe me. Well, we play music, you know, and we don't play for suit critics. We play what we want to play, when we want to play it, how we want to play it. And we have a reason why we play it too. Yes. It's necessary to understand the lyrics, you know. It have meaning too, you know. But it's because some people understand the words, you know. Some people never go through them situations, so. But the majority of the world suffer. Masses of the people suffer. And this music comes from the masses of the people. It don't really come from up class. The scare start, you know. Even people like Joe Higgs. Cha-na-na, cha-na-na-na-na, cha-na-na, cha-na-na-na. You know that music? Right. Used to play that plenty. Uh-huh. So from there now it developed to people start ching, 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 ching for ska, you know. And then for rocksteady it's like jing, jing, jing. For reggae now it's check, it check, you know. So you have 3 different fields. But the 3 of them can put together again and make one thing still. People never wasn't so conscious about Africa and where them roots come from. Since reggae come now, people get, I mean, not from a point of music, because music is always conscious. It's the education that we don't get in school, you know. We don't get that type of education that when we grow up we can know who we is. We get a more education that we might know who Christopher Columbus is, or who Marco Polo is, you know. But we never really know who Marcus Garvey is, who Haile Selassie is, or who any black man is. Any religion you call upon, you might get embraced. The only religion them push you off from is Rasta. But that just make the truth more real, because them say, when you call upon my name, your mother and your father will forsake you. And that is why today you hear Rasta get so much bad name. It's not because Rasta do anything bad, but it's because how the prophecy go with it. When if your mother and your father will forsake you, just imagine people who don't even know you.
Are you a rich man?
When you mean rich, what you mean?
You have a lot of possessions? A lot of money in the bank?
Position make you rich? I don't have that type of richness. My richness is life. Every law is illegal.
Every law is illegal?
Every government upon the face of this earth today is illegal. Not one of them is legal. Rasta is involved in progress, in making understanding, like preaching traditional culture to people. Rasta no killers. You have to do good before you can be a Rasta.
You have to do good.
If he's baddie, then you're bad. If he's goody, then you're good.
What would I have to do to be a Rastafari?
Well, first you have to be born again.
Born again?
Yeah.
Would I have to be black?
Do you have a choice? If you
No,
have
I
a
don't.
choice, you better be black if you have a choice. But if you don't have a choice, come as what God said is, right?
Bob, is the message of Rastafari that you should go back to Africa?
Yes, and that the earth must rule by Africa. Forward. One government. Forward, not back, forward.
Yeah? Go forward to Africa,
Yes.
not back. Do you think that will ever happen? Do you really believe that will happen?
Yeah.
Ghetto youth, tired of the constant political infighting, banded together in a mammoth reggae concert for peace. It ended with Prime Minister Michael Manley and opposition leader Edward Seaga on stage, shaking hands in an appeal for peace. The man responsible for it all, they say, was Bob Marley. Bob, you've been labeled a powerful political individual. How do you regard that?
Well, I mean, yeah, we try to make really bring peace, knowing that we really can't solve a problem with a war, you know. It doesn't really solve a problem. We don't feel like really killing someone. Whose problem am I going to solve when I kill someone? You know what I mean? So I figure the peace is the best thing. And that's why I go ahead and work with it, because it was a spiritual thing what happened.
But isn't what you need some sort of social, legislative change? The economic conditions are bad. You have a lot of people who are unemployed.
What's really going to happen now is that we don't really want the island to change. We want the world to change.
And his music is how he gets his message across. Rastafarianism is very popular in Jamaica, yet in Canada, the United States, it has a bad reputation. People are associated with drugs and the trafficking of marijuana and violence, police arrests.
Yeah, man, them crucified Christ, remember? Christ was a Christian and them crucified Christ. Him is not what
No,
it is.
but let's go back to the facts. People have been arrested, and the Rastafarians in Toronto, for example, have a very bad reputation.
I mean, you know, I wouldn't say that the Rastafarians have a bad reputation. I would say people give the Rastafarians bad reputation because the Rastafarians, I mean, you know what I mean? All of these things happening before the Rastafarians even start coming to Canada anyway around here.
But the things that are very obvious are things like the way you look, right? To most people who are very conservative in dress, you look quite strange. Plus the fact that you advocate smoking marijuana.
Yeah, you think this, I'll show you this now. Could they tell God that it's not legal?
No, but you're...
They couldn't tell God that it's
You
not
have a
legal.
very strong religious belief, but other people don't necessarily share that. And what they see are the obvious things. And isn't it, in fact, true that many Jamaican people get involved in the trafficking of marijuana and therefore get the bad reputation associated with Rastafarians?
People get trafficking. You see, I don't really know anything about those parts of life, you know. All I know about is Rastafari, you know, and try bringing this truth to the people. What the people do with them life, I don't really know about that. I know about my own.
Okay, what is your own? What's your music
The music to me, the music is more than music to me. It go further than music, you know. It go with I don't know, it further than music.
But you used it as a strong message. I mean, words like a hungry man is an angry man.